Hello, Pitt students. Welcome to those of you who are part of the Super Analytics Challenge. My name is Pastor Erin Jones. I'm the pastor at the Hot Metal Bridge Faith Community on the south side of Pittsburgh. We're an ecumenical faith community, broadly Protestant in our roots, and we have been serving the south side since 2005. We say our mission statement, our being statement is hot metal is where you are loved, fed, and affirmed as your whole self because Jesus welcomes all. And we do our very best to live into that and to create a space where people have their needs met both spiritually but also physically as well. Like I said, we started around 2005. We were initially meeting in the old Goodwill building. And from the very beginning of our community, food was central. The very first Sunday that we met, we had lunch after worship. It was made by the former pastor's mom and was made by her for years and years and years. But that set the precedent for us wanting to always gather around table and food and fellowship in that way. Just right built into our DNA. And then around 2008, 2009, we had a class for our lay folks, an apprenticeship program where they were invited to think about ways in which to build community and to reach real needs that were in the surrounding community, not only in the church, but within the South Side as well. By then, we had come into our own building. We owned the building at 27th and Jane Street. It used to be a Taco John's most recently, if you are a longtime Pittsburgher. But in that apprenticeship class, what came out of one of the rounds of it was really wanting to create what became known as the table, a bi-weekly hot meal program where anyone and everyone could come and share a meal together and be in community, regardless of socioeconomic status. And for a while, it was reflective of that vision. People from Pitt would come because it was a free meal. We had a lot of members living more locally than we do now, so members of the church would come on in addition to those who were homeless or those who were on fixed income or those who had other needs that would be met by having a free meal and a safe place to be. But probably for the last 10 years or so, it's been mostly those for whom a meal can help make ends meet. So a number of people who are homeless, who live in the camps, and a large number, probably a larger number of people who are on fixed income, unemployment, or Social Security, or whatnot. A lot of seniors, a lot of people on disability, and most of our people who come and who have been coming for a decade now are rooted in the South Side, although we do have a few people from the South Hills and maybe one or two from up north as well. So what we strive to do at the table, and I'll take you around and show you some pictures that maybe I can edit in, is we have our worship space is a large open space that's flexible, and when we're not in a pandemic, we set up tables and everyone eats inside together, sitting down, and are served their meal. We did that intentionally, because then it's a place where you can go. People would get there an hour or two ahead of the meal time, where just to be with each other, play cards or catch up or just be safe and warm for a little bit. Unfortunately, during the pandemic, we've lost that piece of it, and we've done, since March of 2020, entirely a to-go setup, which I'll also hopefully get some pictures of that for you so you can visualize how we have it set up. Just in our parking lot, people come and put in their order for however many meals, and then we give them in to-go containers. The way that the meals are prepared is we have mostly outside groups, other congregations, some scout troops, a couple restaurants from the south side, and some individuals as well who really love cooking. They all prepare meals for about, we say anywhere from 40 to 80 meals. I think we're averaging right now around 50 or 60. It's been higher, it's been lower. We kind of never can really get a feel for where we are, because one week it'll be one way and one week it'll be another. But those outside groups can make the meals either in their own space, right? If it's another congregation and they want to use their kitchen, that's fine. The restaurants make it in their kitchen. Or groups can come and use our kitchen as well, which I'll show you some pictures of. And these groups span like the whole greater Pittsburgh area, like from Wexford, like down to Bethel Park. And then we have a handful of volunteers who come faithfully every week or every Tuesday and Thursday to kind of make sure everything runs. The way that our to-go setup, and even when we're inside, we always have a separate table dedicated to other food that is available for people to take. One of our volunteers comes from Clareton, and so always brings the leftover bread from their food bank day, which I think is on Tuesdays. And so we always have that bread spread laid out. We have a really robust partnership with 412 Food Rescue, and they know our schedule. And so if they have a rescue from, let's say, Get-Go, on Wednesday night, Get-Go has, all the leftover ready-to-go meals, 412 will rescue that and bring it here, and then we are able to give it away at our Tuesday or Thursday meal. And more importantly for this challenge for you, we have worked closely with the Greater Pittsburgh Food Bank. And so if there are programs in which we can get bulk food that we can set out, we do it in that space. We've had a good relationship with the food bank in the past. At the very beginning of the pandemic, starting in that March 2020, our coordinator at the time was really tied in, and we were able to get a number of the big boxes that were being handed out and people were lining up for. We were able to get those and be able to distribute them right to our own people from our place. And that was really great to be able to meet that need, right? That was so scary. No one knew what was going to happen. So many people had unsure employment, and to be able to partner with the food bank to be able to meet those needs was huge. And we were, it was just great. And we do have a reputation, I think, of a place where if there is an excess of things, people can bring it to us, and we usually can find a home for it. And we're always looking for new ways to partner, especially with people like the food bank, who we just so admire and are thankful for, and all the work that they do. Some of the challenges that we have to making that partnership more successful or more able to meet more needs, our main challenge, I think, is storage. We don't really have a way of keeping big boxes or bulk things that need refrigerated or frozen. We don't really have a way to keep those in our space. At the beginning of the pandemic, we definitely just took over our nursery for those boxes that we had, which was good. We weren't using it at the time, but now we are, and so we've lost some of that flexibility in terms of space. So that's a challenge that we have. And also our other challenge, I think, is access, right? We only operate on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The meal is from 5:30 to 6:30. People know there's a little flexibility, especially on the front end of that. Um, and then we're here on Sundays as well. Um, but we would really love to be able to find ways to provide food at other times, right? Or to find ways in which um, that people who can't get here on that precise schedule can still be fed for and cared for. We do have a little outdoor pantry. I'll show it to you. Probably much to the chagrin of my staff member. It's a little sad looking, but it is really popular. People have come to know about it, but there's no way to refrigerate it, so we're limited to canned or boxed goods, non-perishable items. So we would love to be able to find a way to have more variety of options and a more consistent presence for people to know that they can come here. Some of the unique gifts we bring as a community and as a partner in figuring out how to feed people here in Pittsburgh, really what we bring is our reputation. People know us as a place where they can get food. But like I said, we've been doing the table in particular for over 10 years and then feeding people in other ways for now almost 17 years. It is really core to who we are, and once people know us, then they know we're a safe place to go, not only for food, but they also know us as a place that meets a variety of needs. We also have a clothing closet where we keep sleeping bags and sleep pads, and we do have access to some rental assistance programs, and we have a full-time mental health therapist on staff. So this is also a place where people come and get their mental health cared for, and in addition to their spiritual health as well. I am around pretty consistently as a pastoral presence, and so we are kind of known in circles, like in the homeless circles, but even just in Pittsburgh circles, as a place where you can come and have a variety of needs met and be safe and loved and welcomed. We also have a pretty central location here on the south side, fairly easy to get to. We have a big parking lot, a nice big patio, and that might be some resources, for food distributions or whatever else you all might dream of. Our patio is where our sink from Love Beyond Walls from last year's Super Analytics Challenge is used, and we would love to envision how we can keep using that space to meet even more needs. I am really looking forward to what you are all able to dream up, and how you all might make our city a little better, and anything we can do to help you and to be a partner as you dream about how to get people well nourished. So blessings on your work, and I am looking forward to answering any questions you might have in any way I can be helpful.